A couple days ago, someone asked me, "Hey me, is there something like SwiftUI for GTK?" So I was like, dude, what for? Okay, let me explain. First up, we'll typically start with the default Rust template you all know and love, and if you don't, you can find it right in GNOME Builder. So we go already Foundry run. And we've got this window. And next, we're going to build right on top of that. The next move is to design the actual window we want to create. And here I'm using the desktop Penpot from FlatHub if you're curious. It's got tabs and saves space with header bars, which is pretty neat. Anyway, what we've got is an Adwaita navigation sidebar, the main content, and tabs on top of the content. That's our design, okay? So next up, we're gonna throw the image to the prompt, and we tell it, do it. Just do it. When we say that, basically, alright, so I took some screenshots of the iterations the LLM was giving me, and honestly, I really should have recorded it as a video because it was actually an interesting process, but I didn't think about it at first, so I just went with some screenshots later I can share, okay? So, I'm gonna start from the very first build. Actually, that's not the first one. That's the second. In the first one, it had created a GTK box, and it basically added a column for the sidebar. So the next prompt was to explicitly tell it to use an Adwaita split view, and it did this. Meanwhile, it also wireframed it with ASCII. So if you want a quick UI template, you could totally do it like that, and the LLM will create the UI. Although it's much easier and faster doing those in Penpot, I guess. And anyway, it did that thing here. It added a tab bar, but not in the header bar. And it also created an overlay split view. You know, that's the sidebar below the header bar that's supposed to have a button to collapse it. So in the next prompt, I'm telling it to put the tabs on the top and also to use an Adwaita navigation split view. Actually, if you use the official component names in your prompt, the LLM will get them 100% right because it can look on internet, so it accesses the Adwaita SDK. So the next sketch is this one, that it did a proper Adwaita navigation, but for some reason it ate the tabs. Next, I ask it to add the tabs back, and I get this, which has both a navigation split view and tabs, but not tabs on the top. What a bummer. And when I ask it again to place the tabs on the top, it goes right back to that overlay design, which again, isn't tabs on the top either. And there's actually a very good reason for this. Adwaita doesn't officially support tabs directly on the header bar, so the LLM isn't trained to do that. And in reality, it's very hard even for GNOME programmers to do that correctly. So there isn't much of knowledge base in the matter, both for machines and humans, you know? Anywho, since Adwaita default widgetry can't, or don't want, to help us, I asked it to go with a custom header bar. Now we have tabs on top, kinda? Oh god, lots of weird things are going on here. But the tabs overview button is always there, for some evilish reason. Your jefe. I'm actually rewatching it. Anyway, moving on, I'm asking it to use the split navigation and typical window controls. That's close enough to what we want, or at least it's getting hotter. And if you're wondering what's up with the tab bar is just super small, so the tabs are basically scrolling. Next up, I asked it to fix the width of the tabs, to use standard GNOME window controls, and also to add a new tab creation button. And it once again designed all of this in ASCII, which is kinda cute. Alright, this one I can run. Oh, I forgot to tell you, one big goal here is to influence the model only with basic prompts without ever touching the code itself. And it's already so impressive how well it handles the GTK Rust bindings. Remember, that was a total failure in every LM just a few weeks back. So that's our custom header bar. It obviously needs some more work, but you know what? I gave up. To go back to Godot. There, where the AI already does better than any human game developer. Now, let's just assume that in like 8 months from now, LLMs are going to be hitting nearly 100% success, just from prompts. So, here's the question. Do GNOME development tools and libraries need to change, like drastically change, to keep up? I mean, basically, that's not even a question. The real question is there actually a willingness to make big changes?